We will start off this session with a paper by Mr. Sridhar Tamraparni.
Now, so many people have quoted very high targets for the gas connections. Now, what I have done is, from my experience, I have toned them down. Some places the targets are in line with what I think, and some places the targets are way above what I think or I judge as being feasible. It is 979 lakhs is the 9 crores households is the target. That is why I say it is staggering. So I have made it a little bit down. What I have taken actually is 4 crores 67 lakhs out of this will be actually achieved. This will not be achieved by our industry, whatever I know of the industry. I have developed a model which Excel sheet is there in this presentation also. It will be probably available with the organizers and it can be given to anybody who wants it. The Excel sheet model basically says how many of these, how much gas pipeline is required to connect one household. For example, I have considered for each city that has been awarded, how many cities are awarded, and all these, those are likely to be awarded. 200 more cities are randomly selected for being award being done in shortly. So in that condition, how many of these connections are being done in this area? In these cities, I have segregated the high-rise houses and the normal bungalows and other houses. Bungalows require a larger length of the polyethylene pipe. The high-rises require less length of the polyethylene pipe. So I have taken that all into consideration and I have used a thumb rule. This thumb rule, if it is if you take the data of Bombay, Ahmedabad and few other cities in this existing scenario, this thumb rule will hold true. So you don't have to worry about this rule being way off of what I have thought about. So using this data, I have tried to work out how many connections will be done by each person in the next 10 years, let's say 12 years or so. And every connection that is done would use this much of pipeline. And based on that, I have come to the MDP tonnage of this pipeline. This is the cumulative tonnage leading up to 235,000 tons of pipe.
Our next speaker for the day is Fabrizio.
Now we go for a quick overview of the toolings for pipes. We produce the die head, calibrating system and cooling tanks up to 200 millimeter OD. We produce single multiple strand line similar to this. In this case also we got, let's see if it does, this is a 4-exit pipe. We produce for a company revolving heads in blow molding fields. We go up to 10 strands. In the sector of the profile, we reach up to 8 strands for profile. Then we produce co-extruded dies and, of course, complete projects. In this case, there is a twin strand and the co-extrusion of silicon inside, and together with our machine and a single square omega 60/30 with a co-extrusion on the top, you can see. There is also the post-extrusion. This is another strange thing coming from the profiles. This is a profile for geothermal use in Finland. You can see that in this case we produce the pipe in twin strand. So we produce first the 2 pipes, and then we post-extrude after 3 meters the rib between the 2 pipes to keep the flexibility. This was a request from the client, of course. It could have been also done in co-extrusion, but that was the request. Then also reinforce and multiple layers. Now I'll quickly again explain what is a Tubisi. It's a flow centering system that is managed only by 2 screws. You all know that usually For the centering of a die head, you use at least 4 screws, and you go up to 8 or more. In this case, we studied a 2 screws only system that allows a quicker setting with less waste of material, and also it also make it easier for the operator to center the flow. Now we go to the serious part, to the focus of this presentation. First one is a complete plan specifically designed for the production of P tubes with a high molecular weight, load with charge as graphite. These are used in as telescopic protection for cardan joints. Also, as usual, because the free filaire is good with difficult things, we not only produce the pipes, but we produce also this special profile. This is a pipe with 2 lateral keys, and you all know, coming from the pipes, that producing such type of pipe is very difficult.
Okay, our next speaker is Robert Hall.
That remote connectivity is now provided on the top range of machines. We're progressively bringing it down so that you can see what's happening on site no matter where you are. On your phone, you can find out how many welds they did today, how long the operator had for lunch, what time they started. So you can control the site from anywhere. But technology has allowed this to happen, and it's just a normal progression. The elements of good pipeline construction in HDPE, we believe, are correct operator training, the correct pipe, the correct equipment, and the correct installation procedures. You don't want to put polythene pipe against sharp rocks or against other pipelines. But this is something which is often taken for granted by clients, and then if there is a failure in the pipeline, they blame the pipe. If I were to buy a motor vehicle and pretend that I read the operation manual, that does not make me fit to drive on the road. Yet, I see too often people buying butt welding machines and then bluffing their way into a project. Polyethylene is so forgiving that it will see out the pressure test. You're probably only going to pressure test to 1.25 times as a standard option. It'll see that through, but then it might fail in a year, or 10, or 20. Training is so important it's not difficult. I can do it. I can do a great weld. And if I can do it, anybody can. It just needs to be done correctly. The only definitive tests that I respect for butt welding, for testing butt welds of polyethylene, are tensile tests to failure of a section through the weld. And there are other options used. The bend-back test on the weld bead, as mentioned earlier, is used by the United Kingdom fairly commonly. My concern with that is if you get a different reaction if the test sample is 0 degrees or 45 degrees.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to present a memento to our speakers, Mr. Sridhar Tambraparni. Fabrizio. And last but not least, Robert Hall. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.